What if a Spinosaurus suddenly appeared in modern Africa? Could it rise again? Somewhere along the Nile, a baby Spinosaurus is born. You're only 3 minutes old, but death is already closing in. Your eyes can barely see, yet you sense something approaching. Claws scrape through the sand, getting closer with every second. You don't know what fear is yet, but every instinct tells you something is wrong. Then, a massive pair of jaws lifts you into the air. For a split second, you think it's over, but the bite never comes. Instead, the crocodile gently carries you to the river, just as crocodiles have done for millions of years. She's a 4-meter female Nile crocodile, and somehow you hatched inside her nest. She brings you to a warm, shallow nursery where young crocodiles begin their lives. Unlike many parents, crocodiles don't feed their young, they only protect them. Finding food is entirely up to you. Your first hunt is a disaster. A small tilapia swims past. You lunge and miss. Another fish appears, and you miss again. Once, a fish even swims right into your mouth, but it's gone before your jaws can close. As hunger grows, you begin to notice something. None of the other hatchlings are chasing fish. Instead, they search the water's edge for insects and tiny invertebrates. You follow their lead. One quick snap, and your first meal is finally yours. It's small, but enough to keep you alive. The next few weeks are the most peaceful of your young life. You gradually grow into your body. One afternoon, as you drift through the shallows, a faint ripple reaches your snout. You lock onto the source. One quick snap, something struggles between your jaws. You did it. For the first time, you caught a fish. The first is always the hardest. Now you've done it. Before long, a second fish, then a third, disappears into your jaws. A protein-rich diet fuels your rapid growth. Your snout grows longer, and the sail along your back rises higher. The young crocodiles that hatched beside you are still picking insects from the shoreline. They can't keep up, but someone else has begun to notice. Across the shallows, the female crocodile watches you more closely with each passing day. She remembers the hatchling that once looked just like the rest. Now every day brings another change. Your snout grows longer. The sail along your back rises higher. Even your movements in the water are no longer those of a crocodile. She studies you again and again, searching for something familiar, but finds nothing. The other hatchlings begin keeping their distance as well. To them, you no longer belong. Normally, a female Nile crocodile protects her young for 2 to 3 years before driving them away. But after just 6 months, you've already grown to 1.5 meters. Your rapid growth changes everything. Then, one evening, after another successful hunt, you return to her as you always do. But this time, you're greeted by a low, threatening growl. The female steps between you and her hatchlings, jaws spread wide. There's no room for misunderstanding. You are no longer welcome. You don't understand why. But faced with the furious mother and the frightened hatchlings behind her, you don't press any farther. You turn, flick your tail, and leave the only home you've ever known. For the first time, the river is yours to face alone. At first, nothing changes. You drift through the water, following the faint movements of nearby fish. The river seems quiet, but not everything beneath the surface is hunting fish. One day, as you chase a school of tilapia, the water suddenly surges from the side. A fully grown Nile crocodile bursts from beneath the aquatic plants. It has been waiting for the perfect moment to strike. You react instantly, twisting away, but its teeth still catch your side, leaving a long gash. By the time the crocodile turns to chase, you're already beyond its reach. From then on, you treat every stretch of river as if a predator is waiting below. 3 years pass. You're 4 meters now. The crocodiles still watch you, but few attempt an attack. You're no longer an easy meal. Most turn away. Those that challenge you soon discover that your jaws are not only built for catching fish. Crocodiles are no longer your greatest concern. The true danger comes from an animal you cannot predict, the hippopotamus. You're 5 meters long when you make the mistake. You enter a shallow area you have never explored before. This is hippo territory. By the time you notice the herd, it's already too late. The moment the dominant male sees you, it charges. You turn to escape, but he catches you before you can build enough speed. A powerful impact hits your side. Your body is sent tumbling through the water. Pain overwhelms you. Fortunately, the hippo stops. It was only a warning. For weeks, every movement brings pain. Resting becomes difficult. Even swimming sends waves of agony through your body. You are forced to stay in shallow water, surviving on whatever scraps of dead animals you can find. With no other choice, you follow the river north, away from the hippo territory and away from the crocodiles drawn to the scent of your wounds. Weeks later, the injuries begin to heal, but the long recovery has left you thin and weak. Still, you keep moving, driven only by survival. Then the river begins to change. The channel widens, the water grows warmer, dense aquatic plants spread across the shallows. Below the surface, fish are everywhere. Nile perch, catfish, lungfish, large prey fills the water. For a moment, it feels like you have returned to the Cretaceous Delta where your ancestors once lived. You don't know it yet, but you have reached the Sud Wetlands, one of the largest tropical wetlands on Earth. And here, you stop wandering, you stay. Day after day, you keep growing. 8 meters, 10 meters, 14 meters. With plenty of food around, your body reaches a size no creature in this river has ever seen. You encounter Nile crocodiles and hippos again, but the lessons of your past have changed you. You avoid confrontation. You move around their territories and continue on your way. But what you don't realize is that the entire wetland has begun to change around you. Crocodiles retreat when they see your massive form. Hippos move away from the waters where you appear. A 14-meter predator is something this ecosystem has never encountered before, but you remain cautious. Your early struggles have changed the way you survive. And now, along the modern Nile River, you have finally found your place in this world.